We're back, of course, talking that FF7. You know the motherfucking drill. Got some more shit ahead of the Game Awards. Something actually very fucking interesting. At some point yesterday, people were made aware of the fact that Square Enix had some privated videos on their YouTube channel, which by itself is already interesting, right? Specifically, though, they were videos under the Final Fantasy playlist, and the playlist was updated yesterday. I'm not sure who came across this information first. I was made aware of it through Nicholas on Twitter. Shout out to my boy. He replied to one of my tweets last night mentioning that Square Enix had some privated videos on their channel, specifically under the Final Fantasy playlist. So, of course, I had to look into it myself. And, of course, that was true. And if you went to the playlist last night, it was saying that there were 63 videos. But if you actually counted each individual video, there was 61. So, again, 2 privated videos that have since been changed as of today at some point. It's now 62 videos. So, they deleted one of these privated videos. And if you scroll to the very bottom of the playlist, you can see that it says one unavailable video is hidden. It's kind of laying the groundwork there for kind of what we're dealing with last night and what it is, I guess, today as of right now, with one of the videos being taken down that was on the playlist. Possibly the new video. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's exciting, right? And of course, I'm made aware of this info like right after I uploaded yesterday's video. Otherwise, we obviously would have talked about it yesterday. But we're talking about today, so that's fine. But this was exciting. We have privated videos that were added to the Final Fantasy playlist on the Square Enix channel sometime yesterday. Pretty odd, right? Ahead of the Game Awards. Now, does that mean it's for sure FF7 Remake Part 3? Not necessarily. But it is fucking suspicious. This, of course, got everybody in the community buzzing last night and today, just speculating on what this potentially could be. 7 Remake Part 3, Final Fantasy IX Remake, maybe the 13 Trilogy Remaster Remake, whatever that could be, you know. Something along those lines. The kind of pessimists in the community were speculating potentially it's another trailer for like Remake on Switch 2 or Xbox, or potentially Rebirth for Xbox and Switch 2. Which would make some sense. That'd be the Square Enix thing to do. That's, you know, our luck with Square Enix. That's probably what it would be, right? But if you actually go look at the playlist on YouTube, they don't have anything like that on there. It's not for, you know, ports and things like that. It's trailers for like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, some like maybe Final Fantasy 14 stuff, Stranger Paradise, Crisis Core Reunion, Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, a little bit of the First Soldier back when that game was a thing. There's like a few things for Ever Crisis, a little bit. That's the kind of shit, like the Pixel Remaster type shit, right? There's no like ports specifically. There's no trailers at all for like Remake coming to Xbox or Switch. So it would make sense to be that. Just based on the evidence we have with the current playlist, it can't be that, right? There's nothing for Remake on Xbox or Switch 2. So why would the trailer be that? It's got to be something else. And we know for sure it's something related to Final Fantasy, but what is it? Luckily, though, people in the community were able to figure out what one of these private videos were, and for some reason, one of them was the Crisis Core Reunion announcement trailer. So they do this through quiteaplaylist.com, which I think uses what people have said, like the Internet Archive or something like that. And if you go to the Crisis Core Reunion announcement trailer URL, this is what pops up now. Video unavailable. This video is private. And if you put that URL link into Quiet Playlist, you can see right here, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion announcement trailer. So for some reason, at some point, they privated the announcement trailer for Crisis Core Reunion. I don't know if that was done yesterday when they uploaded the other new video, but for some reason, they're hiding the announcement trailer, which is a little bit suspicious and has people speculating potentially on Reunion being the title for Part 3. And there is a level of sense to that, because let's assume that Part 3 is going to be called Reunion. It would be called Final Fantasy VII Reunion, right? Final Fantasy VII Reunion announcement trailer, right? And that was called Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion announcement trailer, right? So there'd be like some level of confusion with the marketing. So I can sort of understand that logic potentially. The only problem is there's other Crisis Core Reunion videos and trailers in that same playlist, the Final Fantasy playlist on the Square Enix channel, but also we've been told by the devs before in the past that they're not going to reuse Reunion. It's already been used for Crisis Core. This came to us directly from Tetsuya Nomura from the Rebirth Ultimania last year, where Nomura says he initially planned on using the Rebirth subtitle for the third FF7 Remake game, intending to call the second Reunion. However, he realized the word's meaning fit better with Part 2 and decided to use Reunion for the Crisis Core remaster. Now, unless for some reason they go back on the idea that Reunion's already been used, which is what they've said, I think, in other interviews as well. Like, it's already been used, we're doing something else for Part 3. Unless they change that, there's no reason they would use Reunion, right? And we can all agree that it was stupid as fuck to use Reunion for Crisis Core. Like, other than, like, it's the fan base's reunion with Crisis Core after all this time, it doesn't fit with the story of Crisis Core. There's nothing that I can think of at all from that game that involves Reunion theory. So would you not use Reunion for one of the trilogy games? It's pretty fucking stupid. So for myself and plenty of people out there, it doesn't make a lot of sense why Part 3 would be called Reunion. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, just even from like a marketing standpoint. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, the third game in the trilogy. It would just be stupid. But that, of course, does not mean I write it off entirely. It is Square Enix. Who knows what the hell they're going to do? We just have to see once we get the third game revealed, right? That said, as much as I am against the use of Reunion for the third game in the FF7 Remake trilogy, I cannot think of a goddamn reason why they would private the announced trailer for Crisis Core. Unless you guys can come up with another one. the possibility of them using Reunion for the third game's title makes a bit of sense. Because if you go back to these two screenshots, 63 videos in the playlist last night, 62 videos in the playlist today, we know that one video is deleted, but we know that the Crisis Core Reunion announcement trailer is still in the playlist, it's just privated. So that means that they deleted whatever this other new video was. Presumably because of all the attention this was getting, right? People were very much aware that there was a new video added to the Final Fantasy playlist on the Square Enix channel. So I guess they took it down for whatever reason. We couldn't see what it was. That's the thing right here, right? We were able to see that one of the videos was privated, was the Crisis Core Reunion announcement trailer, but we could never see what that other video was, and I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure if there was potentially a way that people could figure out what the private video was, but obviously they took it down so people couldn't see what it is or whatever. I don't know why you'd even put that there, especially when YouTube shows that like the playlist was edited that day and also shows that there is like privated videos within the playlist. Like, why would you even, days before the Game Awards, assume that there's going to be something at the Game Awards, add that to the playlist? Like, just wait till the day of the Game Awards to upload the trailer, right? Just have it fucking ready and just click publish after the trailer is shown at the Game Awards. And then after the video goes live on YouTube, you can then add it to the playlist. It's not complicated. That's kind of everything that I'm aware of to talk about right now in regards to this, other than speculation for what it could be. And I've already kind of went over some of those. Remake Part 3, Final Fantasy IX Remake, 13 Trilogy Remaster Remake, Port, something. People also speculated Final Fantasy 17, which I think that's just a little bit too early right now. 16 is only a little over 2 years old at this point. It'd be kind of crazy to already be talking about the next numbered entry, right? So I think maybe next year it's like the absolute earliest, but I think, 2027, probably after like Part 3 comes out for, FF7 Remake, that might be like the perfect time. What are you doing? Yeah, I think in like the next year or two is like a good time where they could start like talking about it a bit or kind of hinting towards FF17, right? But as of right now, I think it's just a little too early. All we know for sure is that whatever this video was or this potential trailer is that it's in regards to something Final Fantasy. It is a part of the Final Fantasy playlist on the Square Enix channel. That could be a lot of different things. There's a lot of Final Fantasy out there in the world, right? A lot of potential Final Fantasy coming in the future. It's kind of hard to say what it would really be. I already know my money's on Remake Part 3. That makes the most sense. Obviously, we know that game's coming up very, very soon. In the next year or two, that shit's in our hands. The marketing's got to kick off before long. Rebirth is already almost 2 years old. We've been told by Hamaguchi for the last couple months, in the not-too-distant future, we're getting something for Part 3. We told here recently that the game's in a very playable state as of the end of October. That's already been more than a month, right? And they're also kind of undecided on the title back then, which is probably untrue. I'm sure they've had the title decided for Part 3 for quite a long time. It just makes sense. It all adds up. Hamaguchi's also talking a bit about the Game Awards on, the old Twitter spheres. And I think it's the belief that when there's smoke, there's fire, right? And there's just a lot of evidence pointing towards something at the Game Awards for Part 3. Even before we had this privated video situation, right? That just added even more smoke to the fire. Everything just adds up perfectly, right? You could do a reveal trailer at the Game Awards with a title, short little teaser trailer, about a minute and a half long or something like that. And then you can be kind of silent until Summer Game Fest next year and kick off the marketing cycle exactly how they did for fucking like Remake and also for Rebirth. Like they kind of kick off the marketing cycle in the summer and it goes until early next year, right? As for what else this could potentially be, I do think the 9 Remake is a very strong second guess, only because we know that game did exist at one point. Does it still exist? I have no goddamn idea. Is it going to come out at some point in our lives? I have no idea either. But we know that the 9 Remake was very much a real game that was potentially canceled. But obviously this is the anniversary year. There's been a lot of hype for the game this year. Why they would wait till the end of the year to fucking announce it, reveal it, or whatever, I don't know why you would do that, but maybe. But that, of course, is where I can pass off to you guys. So, we had a video uploaded to the Final Fantasy playlist on the Square Enix channel. 100% this was a Final Fantasy video, potentially a trailer. What do you think it is? Ahead of the Game Awards, there was something thrown onto this playlist and then quickly taken down once everybody took notice of it. What do you think it could be? What is your best guess? I've asked in a few of my recent videos what you think like Part 3 style is going to be, but this is really our last time, right? Potentially. Maybe tomorrow we're going to see Part 3, so you're going to get to see the fucking title. What do you think the title's going to be? But also, if you do or don't think that it's going to be Reunion, like, why would they fucking private the announcement trailer for Crisis Core Reunion? That's another question, too. Like, why would they do that? Do you have a reason for why they would do that? The hype is very much in check. It always fucking is. I'm still going to be disappointed if there's nothing, but the hype is in check, right? It's Square Enix. They let us down all the motherfucking time. But there's a very real possibility that 24 hours or so from now, when you're watching this video as I'm making this video, that we're looking at Part 3. We're looking at the title for Part 3. We're looking at a little bit of gameplay of Part 3. That is a very fucking real possibility right now. And of course I'm fucking excited for that. When it comes to Square Enix, always keep the hype in check. Unless they outright confirm, which, that happens within the marketing cycle. Like, hey, this game's going to be at this event. Like, they'll do that sometimes, right? But until there's, like, hard confirmation from Square Enix themselves, or maybe some really, really good insider, keep the hype in check. But goddamn, dude, we might finally fucking be there. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's the video. Subscribe to if you guys are new. Social works in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @ffvii. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought. but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Low Gain or leave it like Cobain.